Listen to the sounds.
Welcome to IdiOtBlog. I'm going to start this one out with a song called Black Lagoon. It's by Jared Kenneth Johnson. I believe you can find him under Big Hulk. Or you can just look up this song. Alright, you guys, a little introduction to what the IdiOtBlog is going to be. It's for us idiots. You know, we make mistakes. We're figuring out BandLab together. So what we got here is a little bit of intimate time where I talk to you about how I approach BandLab, how I work the productive side of things, my tricks. I'll give them away. I'm going to talk about simple things like, why isn't my song appearing in the news feed? I just posted it. Let's start on that right now. So, let's say you posted a song just now, and you look in the feed and it's not there. And you go back and back and back and you can't find it. I mean, you go back a day. Funny thing is, that project, the last revision that you guys made was a few days ago, and you guys all talked about it in the messages. Or you listened to it in your car 10 times, and you're like, that's good to go. I'm gonna publish that. You're excited. You're ready to get it published. What happens? It's not in the feed. This is very annoying. I speculate that a lot of the times what's happening is if you publish that revision without making a new revision, the timestamp on that revision is back 7 days ago, 1 hour ago, 10 minutes ago. So when you publish it, you don't see it because you don't go back to when you saved it last. How do you get around that? Open up the mixer, make a slight adjustment, tweak something, I'll let it tweak it back. Add an instrument, delete that instrument. Then you know you don't change the mix. Save a new revision. Put all the details in there that you're ready to have it published with. And or publish the new revision with all those details. That will appear in the feed immediately. Now. At the moment. Saving from, or publishing from the mixer. So that's one way around it, publishing from the mixer. The second one is, you don't mind if it's 5 minutes back, so everybody gets a listen once right before you take that and publish it. So you all listen one time. If you're not there at the listening party, you miss it. And everybody who listens and gives it a vote goes, okay, 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 and one nay. Well, 3-1 is going out. Or I don't know how you do it, but you know, how a band might do it. So, you know, I hope that was helpful. I hope that blog, number one, introduction to what we're doing, a general talk about that, it was good. Let's listen to this music a little more. Let's do what we do in Washington State.
Hey, fat kid.
Yeah.
My name is Horace.
Nice. Oh, turn it up. Yeah. Oh. Out of the lagoon. I got a tip for you on this one. Jared, I got one tip. Play it faster. Play it louder. Ugh. Yeah, you guys, I think I'm going to wrap up IdiOtBlog number one right there. I hope you guys enjoyed. I hope it was helpful. I hope you got a peek at a great new artist out there. I mean, I don't know if he's new. He looks about my age, but yeah, Black Lagoon, Jared Kenneth Johnson. First shout out on blog number one, introduction, and keeping your news feed current. Peace out, guys. Much love. Idiot Birds here. And you're listening to Lightning Strikes. You got some sick drumming, sick bass. Singing is amazingly great. Don't keep holding your voice back, filthy bass. Today we give a shout out to Filthy Bass with a PH. You have seen him around. He's a nice guy. He's having troubles with his computer, or his hardware, or BandLab, or a glitch. When he goes to save, the BandLab app crashes out. Alright, you guys. I'm trying to put that raw in stereo. Let's talk about the subject today. The subject today is collaboration. Collaboration. What do we do that for? We do collaboration because we want to build something together from the ground up. Maybe a first project. One person starts something, another guy builds something, and maybe they get a third or fourth guy to collaborate on that project. It's a project by project thing. The start of the collaboration owns a collaboration. Number 2, why do we do a band? Well, it's a lot like collaboration. Sometimes it's not. Sometimes it's for a solo project. This is me on the jazz. This is me on the metal. But sometimes it's more like a group of 4 guys or 5 guys, and they're doing a band. And they want to be able to communicate in messages. Well, you get your own messages. And they want to be able to fix things before they release it. Well, you do a band. That's a lot like collaboration. Groups, that's a big band. You know, that's like vocalists and rappers and production and beat makers. But it's just a band, but bigger. Why do we fork? This is important, guys. We fork because we want a little bit of control and fun pictures. If it's a collaboration, you can't change the image. That image is stuck. And you may go to the revision later that it inspired it and find a really filthy image. It's nasty. Nasty. All right. That could be a case of regrets for you in a promotion side, but not really in a I'm doing anything wrong. But why we fork? We fork to add things. Maybe we fork for a challenge. Maybe we fork to have a little bit more control over the imagery that's going on our page. Maybe we fork because we want to try and see if we can create a friendship with somebody by showing, hey, we can work together. Then you begin collaboration. Then you start a band. It could be a process with some of these users. They are personal and they are picky, and that is good. All right. Other thing I could talk about while we're here is getting into the groove. How do you go from BandLab to mixing and getting that guitar on? I know how I do it. Pretty easy for me. I find one. I do a couple. Oh yeah. Mass upload versus mass promo. That's pretty easy. Mass promo, that's 5 times a day you post something so people see you in the feed. Mass upload, that's uploading 5 songs one night and then posting them throughout the week. Alright, guys. This is the last thing he said. I think the real reason we're all here, you guys, is to make friendships. Yeah, that's what it's all about. The last thing that he said. Love it, guys. Yeah. That was the last thing that he said. And then it was just a skull and a bag of bones. All right, I think that's going to be IdiOtBlog number 2. Hope you guys enjoyed. Later. Good morning. Idiot Burns here. IdiOtBlog number 3. Got some energy going on this track. At Pineapple Head with drum and guitar. That's spelled drum and guitar. Peem, you find him as Peem. He's got some great music. He goes in all directions. He's firing on all cylinders. He understands what we're going to talk about today. Minutia. Musical minutia. So let's start off with musical minutia here. And let's talk about some things that we can do in music. Music lets us leave space. It lets us be unique. Heck, we can even rip somebody off with sampling. Find a way to be unique about something that already existed. Speaking of minutia, another thing is you get freedom. Now let's remember, there are only 12 notes. So, we can only do so much. I mean, we can do anything. Alright, guys. There's another thing to talk about. Comments. We could say anything we want in a song. But you know what? Sometimes it's not okay to say in a comment. Or to really go into somebody else's inbox and just blast them. I want to take a second here to name a regret I have. Recently, I've been promoting like crazy. And you know what? I came across somebody who I really like, and I wasn't sure if I should send the promotional. Because I like them and I've been working on trying to find a way to work with them. And I sent the promotional material. Darren G., you blocked me. I couldn't even explain it well enough. And out I went. I'm on the road, isolated from Darren G. It doesn't feel good. I'd do it again, but it doesn't feel good. Let's talk about some real basic stuff here. Along the lines of the app. Let's move away from the emotional side. It is Sunday, so let's bring it somewhere else. Here we go. Navigating. We got 5 areas, and I like to break them down mentally. The first 2 areas are home. That's what's new. That's your news feed. That's your new conversations. And that's explore. Explore. That's also a way to find new people. Those 2 areas I consider in the navigation system the discovery zone. Then you have, obviously, the plus symbol. We can get a lot more details on the plus symbol later when you want to add. But for now, let's move on to notifications. Notifications has 3 sections. The first section is what's happening with you. The second section is what's happening with who you follow. And the final section is what's happening together. It's your invites. That is an important section, but it also can get crowded and messy. So messy. Now let's talk about the last section. This is the most important section where you have your projects, your collections, your bands, and the communities you belong to. I call that the controls, the control board, the control section. That's where you decide what's going on and how people see you and how you interact. That's where you find everything on your cloud. Yeah, that's a good spot. All right, guys, I think I brought up everything I wanted to bring up in blog number 3. I brought up the comments. I brought up being vulgar and being silent in the comments if you wanted. I brought up general compositions of a song and leaving space and minutia. I brought up the freedom we have within the 12 notes to make whatever we want. So why don't you guys go out and make some more music today? Why don't you put down the instruments and go say hello to your family and loved ones. Bye, everybody. Good morning. Idiot Burns here. IdiOtBlog number 4. Had to restart this one. I live next to a military base. You are listening to Omega Beats. Omega Beats out of India. There's an underscore in between and at the end. Vlog number 4. Welcome to Band Lab. Listening. Crossing genres. Let's talk about that. I'm a genre whore. So, I'm going to cross genres. I encourage you to do the same. Let's talk about showing appreciation for other genres. That's a good thing to do. It's healthy. It's okay to say this isn't my genre, but I appreciate you. Let's talk about listening in the sense when you're recording, not just when you're listening. How I record has a lot to do with listening. I'm visual in my mind, but I listen. I recommend this technique. So, let's talk a little bit about how I record or ways I record. The important thing is I listen to what I'm doing and what it's sounding like. I listen back. How much is there if I stack 3 tracks of nothing and turn the volume up? Get rid of that. It makes the whole thing better. Ways I build a track. Man, I start with a drum and an idea in my head. Put the hi-hats in that accent. Look for a healthy groove. Boom. Sometimes it doesn't take much to get the bass going. You know? And I look for a melody that can be repeated, been catchy and not annoying. Kind of like Omega Beats is nailed. There's a lot of ways to build a track. Sometimes I start with a bass, sometimes I start with the guitar and the bass part, and then I go with the drums later. But, you know, don't limit yourself on how you build a track. That's the important thing. All right, that song's done. Let's get really into it. When is a song finished? Well, it never is. That's the truth. You can always get better and better with it. You can change how you play it. Let's get to listening. I love this song. I'm gonna turn down.
Made the wrong decision even though it was important. Jay will be okay, give forgiveness to his father. Daddy was a what? Awful alcoholic. arguing with his mama at 1 in the morning. Couldn't sleep when he went to school, he was snoring. Teachers asking all these questions, they informants. Ring, ring, CPS is calling. Daddy need to get a job and stop stalling. Or they gon' take all them kids from they mama. Or they gon' take all them kids from they mama. That's the reason for the drama. That's the reason for the drama. That's the reason he's spitting llamas. That's the reason for the
Excuse me, but this is awesome.
That's the reason for the drama.
I love it. It's catchy. It's true. It's deep. It's gonna keep going.
When his sister got pregnant, he wasn't very far. He was in the same room, it damn near broke his heart. Oh, sorry, baby daddy couldn't even play his part. Nephew born autistic, but yes, he be his star. Knowing Lil Zay gon' make it really far. December 16th, tatted on his arm. Can't stand his own brother, they had always fought. Saved him from drowning in Pine Club apartments. Later taped him up and stumped him out his heart. Can't believe the devil has broken us apart. Thankful for my brother even though we fell apart. 6 years in the county for punching on a cop. In them 6 years, Jay was working on 2 jobs. He was all alone trying to take care of his mom. To tell the truth, he was stressing out at home. Ran to them streets, left mama on her own. Started selling drugs, he thought that he was wrong. Till an old friend went and set him up. Standing at the park, now we posted up. It's time to be a man, it's time to grow some nuts. Had him bleeding from his face to his guts. Now we got beef and I'm like, what's the fuss? Say he got jumped, it was only us. Still run up on me over petty stuff. Let go of the drama, it was just a dub. Nowadays, much as they claim.
Yeah, that's amazing. If you want to hear the whole track, you got to go to his page and you got to follow him because I know there's more coming. You got to listen to what he says. And that makes for IdiOtBlog number 4. Why don't you guys go follow him at Rome Jr. I'm going to share him after the blog. Thank you very much, guys. Idiot Burns on the mic.
You're not good for me. I already know that. I see you in my dreams, begging me to come back. How do I let you go? I bet you already know.
Yeah, let's talk about music that makes you feel. Music that makes you inspired. Yeah. Woo. All right, Idiot Burns, IdiOtBlog number 5. Music that makes you inspired. Now you gotta go to the studio. Light one up. Whatever you do. Blog number 5, we're going to talk about some interesting things here. We're going to talk about STEMs. That is not a science, technology, engineering, and mathematics kind of thing. STEM files. STEM files are when you take the guitars, maybe left and right, and you put them down in a mix. And you take the bass and you put it in a mix, and you put the drums in a mix. Maybe you put the bass and the drums together, because it's your choice. But you take some of the parts and you separate them into 3 or 4 or 5 different tracks, and you put them on the song. Maybe you mute them and put the mix down for normal times, the release. But when someone goes to fork it, they can take the guitars out and they can add their own. Stems. When you start using that, hashtag stems a lot more, guys. Yeah. Inspiration. Making complete music. It's inspiring to hear. All right, I haven't given a shout out, but let me make sure I go ahead and do that. First song we had, at Brittany Spencer. Second song, we got two of these big mans here. We got Darren G, and we got Big J Hulk. These guys are big players in my eyes. I love their material. I spent my whole damn life trying not to fight. I still do, you guys. I got a spirit. Okay, let's talk about something. The difference between inspiring you and wanting to get in on something. This right here, it's inspiring. It doesn't mean I have to get in on it. It doesn't mean I have to be the one playing the bass for me to be inspired by it and have to go get jam on in my bedroom. Let's talk about one simple difference. Let's talk about the difference of making complete music. A song that you feel like you've known forever. And a song that maybe is a little bit more open. You name this. That's what I'm talking about. You name this. Even the name is open. This is by aaron_A1. You put it on your goddamn steak. He goes by Big True. You've seen him around, I'm sure. If you socialize, you've probably seen him around. You probably spy him. He's got his eye on you. Yeah, open music. That's a song that's both completed and incompleted. This is a great song to drive to, smoke a bowl to, and rap to. You know what I'm saying? Completed versus open. Talk about one more creepy thing that might get to all of us. App issues. 8.0. Yeah, those aren't fun. Crashes. Messages taking an hour to load. Having to delete and reinstall the app. We'll talk more about that in another blog. Maybe 6, maybe 7, maybe 8, maybe 9, maybe 10. Who knows? But for now, that was IdiOtBlog number 5. Coming at you from Spanaway, Washington. Next to Mount Rainier. Have a nice day, y'all. Good morning. Evening. Afternoon. This is Idiot Burns. Welcome to IdiOtBlog number 6. World Outside Band Lab. You're listening to The Ace at MAXEXE. Oh, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. So, World Outside of Band Lab. Let's talk about that. Let's talk about how we're going to do Wednesdays. Talks about things like food, Mongolian beef, and drink, monsters. And money. Everybody loves money. And smokes. What kind do you smoke? We might talk about who died in music. We might have frequently asked questions. I might just gripe about my children. I might exclaim about my family. I might tell you about a family vacation. Alright, so That's good. We got that out of the way. Let's talk about something else. Let's talk about a recording aspect that I just want to hit on. I'm going to get deeper into it, but it's a simple concept. It's called bouncing. So I'm going to move on to the next song here, and I'm going to talk a little bit about bouncing. That would be if you record all the clean guitar, left and right, and you mix that all down in a stereo, maybe compressed version. And then you add that back to BandLab in a new revision without the extra tracks. Now you just got one track. All those, however many it took to get the good, full, complete clean, is now one track. New revision. Then you do the bass, and you make another revision with the bass bounced down. This is a way to add effects to a whole piece easier. This is also a way to listen to just that sound isolated when you need to see what you need to tweak. Yeah, this is a very useful thing. Be careful if you don't get the cuts right and the takes right, you get weird overlaps. Yeah, we'll get deeper into that on this weekend's, discussion. Give me a second here. By the way, the singer, nailing it. So yeah, we'll talk more on the weekends about those kinds of things, about getting frantic when you're recording, those frantic feelings that almost rush the music. They can mess with timing. They can even mess with how the inspiration's working. They can affect how the quality of the recording comes out, So, that being said, let's listen to the last track. The last one was Trin Lavery. I hope I said that right. And he is at Trin_Lavery, and that's TRIN_LAVERY. Now you're listening to Mr. Chester. That is at MISTACHESTA. Mr. Chester. This piece is peaceful. You guys, my kids are out there. I can hear them. They're being okay. But I can hear them. They're probably getting hungry. I made pasta and it's cooling down. Pasta! Alright, I'll call this a short one, and let this piece play, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.
All your other lives that are going on simultaneously. That's what smart is.
IdiOtBlog. Good morning, afternoon, or evening. This is Idiot Burns. Welcome to IdiOtBlog number 7. You are listening to DK. You can find him at Acid8284. Today on IdiOtBlog, we talk about what we've talked about. We've talked about reasons to fork. We've talked about open music versus finished music. We've talked about massive uploads. We're going to get around to massive plays and massive forks. We talked about collab versus band versus fork. And music not showing up in the feed. We're going to talk more about the browse section, but we already talked a little bit about it. We're going to talk about Creator Connect and other ways to explore in BandLab. We've talked about inspiration. We're going to talk more about that. What's really going to be upcoming? What's coming up on Idiot Blogs? Well, home studio tips. Techniques like sound pressure levels versus noise. Simple tricks like microphone type and microphone placement, proximity, direction. My tips and tricks using a phone to record. Ways to get the noise not to clip, but a clean sound that isn't full of room noise either. Woo. Here's another hot track. I really like this one. It gets me feeling like doing house cleaning. So my wife might like this one then. Might find her putting it on more often. This is by Robert Calvert. You can find him at the_new_music. More things I'll talk about will be how to make changes after the fact, after you've recorded it. Other deeper in-depth talks on bouncing. Things like clipping out pieces that aren't wanted before you bounce. And things like clipping out noisy parts in general for mixdowns. That's called blocking. I'm going to go into depth on my step-by-step approach to home recording. And I'm going to take my knowledge I've gained from books, from practical recording, in the process, blogs, forums, and any other tricks or tools that I use, and share them with you guys here. Anything I get that's a trick that I get from somebody else, I might share it right here too. I'm going to go into ways to keep recording fun. I'm going to go into how to keep the stress on your back minimal if you're holding the guitar all day. I'm going to get into pop screens. How important is a pop screen? I don't know if you could tell, but I'm using a pop screen right now. Well, the next track here is called Paperless. It's by Humps. Humps can be found at Philip_and_I_. But I'll tell you what, it pops up at Philip for me. Alright, we're getting to the wrap-up time on this Idiot Blog number 7, which also wraps up a full week of Idiot Blogs. I am going to create a collection for these, and they'll be listenable on that collection, and they will go in order that they're made in, which means you're going to have to scroll down to find the current one, and I'm going to have to rearrange them every time. On that note, though, this ends the blog. I hope everybody is going to have a good day today. Contests are over for this month, and I'm sure some new ones are going to start. That will be fun. I don't know. I'm just going to, whatever music I make, I'm just going to throw it in there. I'm going to listen to other people this month. Good morning, afternoon, or evening. This is Idiot Burns. You are listening to IdiOtBlog number 8. And at Mike Berna. This is video playback too. Today, we're going to talk about how you're going to get your microphone into your BandLab app. You can use a laptop or a device, or I'm not going to talk about your own personal DAWs. I'm talking about directly into the BandLab digital audio workstation. What I would say is you have a few different options for analog to digital preamplifications. First off, you could get just a simple phantom power supply and plug that in. You're going to have impedance matching issues, but you're going to be able to make it work for as little as $20, and the microphone and a microphone cable and an adaptive cable into your whatever device you have. The second option is a small 1, 2 to 4 even channel input device that is an analog to digital converting device. Converts your analog microphone sounds into digital representations, exactly the same sounds ish, to your digital audio workstation of choice. If you use iPhone, you could be using a GarageBand or another audio device on your Android. But what I'm talking about is directly into the BandLab app. You have a few options. You could also use that A to D device with an audio output that does not direct link, or you could use it with a direct link. The direct link will have the best impedance matching, which means sound to noise ratio coming through into the device. That's what you want. That would be something with like a lightning cable that plugs into your phone and a USB for power, and then the thing powers up your microphone with phantom power. So look for phantom power, look for some type of device linking ability. Those are good perks to have. If you're using a laptop, you can simply use something with a USB, which will be highly beneficial to have that impedance match. Clean sounds. I incidentally just touched on the next subject. There I am, pounded on the ground. All right. First, you're listening to Wicked A. This is our song. You can find him at Wicked A 082199. Interesting thing is, if that's his birthday, my birthday's August 21st also.
My wrist hurts, my eyes still bruise. I can still think, what the fuck did I do? I see.
By the way, I can fucking swear on this goddamn podcast if I want.
To be stuck to me like glue. Now you make me sicker like a fucking flu. You got out.
Nah, I don't have to, but I can, because the background music does.
And you come home horny, looking like the fool around. Fuck.
So the second thing I'm going to talk about is incidental noise. That could be a kid in the background, or that could be the TV show Larva. Or that could be just some knocking your foot while you're playing. Oh, you forgot. Oh yeah, that song would sound better if it didn't have that going the whole time. So it says maybe you don't tap that good a rhythm, but you play great rhythm. That would be a kicker, right? So yeah, think about incidental noises. Those are important. You don't want your microphone touching right up against a part of a guitar cabinet that vibrates, or you don't want it touching the strings, or you don't want your lips up on it, popping on it. Yeah, so those are things to think about. It's called incidental, I believe, but yeah, the noise that bleeds over from other things outside of what you're trying to record that come into the microphone. Getting rid of incidentals, that's a really good thing. Isolate the mic from vibration. Now, isolating it from vibration is not necessary. You have drums mounted directly to low toms and high toms and snares in the drum kit, and that catches extra vibration in the low end and puts it into the recording. That's fine. There's times it's okay, but you wouldn't want it in other times, like I've already described. So, I think I talked about the things I wanted to talk about today. The simplicity of impedance matching through getting a device linking apparatus, which interestingly BandLab does sell them. Not trying to plug a sale for them, but they do have a cheap device at the $50 range, which if I was on a budget, I'd grab that right up. Alright, that will wrap up IdiOtBlog number 8. Thank you everybody for following me and listening. I do appreciate everything I get from you guys. Much love. Bye. Idiot Burns. IdiOtBlog number 9. Featuring Jay Wood.
Ice cream truck.
At THAWOOD. You're listening to Ice Cream Truck.
I'm in my ice cream truck.
Today,
Ice cream truck.
we talk about
I'm in my ice cream.
microphones. The types of microphones and polarity pattern. What does it mean? It's really simple stuff. I'm going to break it down, and I'm going to try and do it with time to spare. Ain't no thing. Transducer is the type of speaker and or element that hears the sounds you make. You really have 3 basic types. The 2 most common, dynamic and condenser. The last other type, ribbon. Dynamic is known to take higher sound pressure levels. Condenser is known to have a clearer sound, but also take great sound pressure levels. A ribbon is not known for its sound pressure levels, hence it's less common to take care of it. What are these? These are just the types of construction. A dynamic tends to have a rougher response. It's more rugged. It handles heat and cold and volumes without distortions for guitar and drums. Gives you that edge, but takes the edge off on certain things. A ribbon is prized for being warm and having smooth tones, but it's delicate. A condenser has a wide, open frequency with detailed sounds, and you can get larger and larger with the diaphragm, use phantom power, and you can get transient and clear sounds. Great for acoustics and overhead microphones, room microphones, all of the above. Even vocals. Well, of course, vocals. Now, let's talk about the other detail. These things don't really matter that much, but these other later things here, polar patterns, matter much more. You have names for them. These names aren't as important, but you have them. There are cardioid, supercardioid, hypercardioid, bidirectional, and omni. Bidirectional and omni seem similar, but they're not. Bidirectional is just a variation of cardioid. Let me discuss what omni is. Omni sounds the same, great clarity in all directions. That's like a 360-degree camera. It sees it all, hears it all in all directions. Now, the difference is these polar patterns, aside from omni, have different sounds when you use them at different angles. The approach of the sound. Let me show you. As I'm talking, I'm going to move my body to the side of the microphone and the tone will change. And then I will move my body back to the front and you will hear the bass come back. It will stay just as crispy to the side, but not as much, not as full. And that is having to do with the overall response curve of that side and that angle, and it has to do with how much volume is going in and how that affects the quality of the tone and the shape of the sounds. So what are these patterns, these other patterns, these cardioid and stuff? Well, cardioid is like one directional. Then you have super hyper. Those are blending where the back has a little bit more volume, and then on super, and then hyper, the back has even more volume, and then bidirectional, the front and back here volumes equal. So if you were to place it bidirectional in the center between two people, their voices would be equal in the mix. If you were to have a super cardioid between two people, one in the front, one in the back, the person in the back is going to have almost no bass, and so if they're a really low singer, that might work well for the harmony, but they're going to have bass reduced and their volume dramatically reduced. So that's kind of part of it too, but really that's not the most useful part of it. Really, it's just to be able to get room sound at the same time as you're getting the direct sound coming from the clap or the drum or the guitar. So the closer you put it, it controls how much rear is blended in and stuff like that. One other thing I can talk about in regards is you get a lot more pop and push if you face directly towards the mic, but if you face to the side a little bit and then sit right in front of the mic, you get a better sound with less pop and push. All right, the last song you're listening to is Margab. Hope I'm saying that right. It's at MARGAB. Thanks, you guys. That was IdiOtBlog number 9. We can talk more about mics later. Thanks much, you guys. Bless y'all. Good morning, afternoon, or evening. This is Idiot Burns with IdiOtBlog. You're listening to Shane Dong 666. Suicide note.
One day they're gonna find me face down in my bed. That's where I'm gonna be when I end up dead. Toxicity, overdose.
Sunday. And today I'm gonna talk about the people that I have lost. The people in my life that have passed through to the other side. Rest in peace.
Don't feel sorry, there's no need for remorse. This life.
First person I'm going to mention is Christopher Lynn. We were young. We hung out a couple times. He started a band with a close friend of mine, Tim Coots, called Altered States. Later, we revived that band and played that music for tons of people. You were a beautiful soul, always hugging those as you met them. John Barbalitos, you spread the gospel to all the youth in our area. Tragically, you died in a car accident coming over the pass. Chris Lynn, you tragically were hit by a car. Jesse Smith, I knew you since elementary days. You died of SADS in your sleep, and it is sad. Rest in peace, Jesse. Chris Chandler, I mentored you in college, electronics. You were shot in the chest point blank, trying to stop a fight. Angie Breed, Met you in Chelan. You really helped me open up my wild spirit as a youth. Your drunken friend crashed his car and you both died. Jason Stubbs. He had surgery in high school on his foot. Got addicted. And eventually they took his life. Pills. Forrest Jackson. Your best friend stabbed you over pills. You were an amazing bass player. I couldn't stop listening. Chels Forcine, you were addicted to the thrill. And the thrill, that was your end. And you enjoyed that too, I'm sure. Greg Gibson, you promoted my band more than anyone else. So glad I knew you. You introduced me to more people than anyone else. God bless you, Greg. Died in a fire, holding his dog. So sad. Josh Rodman walked into the river. Life must have been tough, Josh. Rest in peace. Tommy Truex, you made it big in Hollywood. You were a stuntman. You did MMA. Heart attack. 32. Benny Gershman. Great drummer. Great bass player. I believe you were from Arizona. I met you in Seattle in the band scene. Got in an accident and a lot of pain. Took your life. Tragic. Rob Maples. Bought you a guitar last Christmas. I knew you were having a hard time after your accident. You were back living with parents and family and home in West Virginia. Met you in the band scene in Seattle. Lost to drugs, overdose. Miss you, Rob. We chatted weekly. You're listening to @Sparrows with a Z _nest _. You see her around. She's got hoop earrings and a beanie. And she goes by Sparrow. Got emotional on that. IdiOtBlog number 10. Thanks for listening, guys. Enjoy your Sunday. I'm gonna go do something with the family. I really love you guys. Thanks much. Good morning, afternoon, or evening. This is Idiot Burns with IdiOtBlog 11. You are listening to Prokeo @PROKEO. The song is Paint. My inbox is frustrating me. It's all right. Got it under control. Some people that I work with and associated with here on BandLab have called me for help, and we have troubleshooted, and I believe they are on their way. I haven't heard back. Had some really nice chats. New round of contests. I haven't even listened to some of the songs. I'm only listened to one because I want to stay fresh if I play over the song. All right, I want to talk a little bit about a recording technique. When you're recording a real instrument or recording yourself playing, there's a technique where you need to feel the emotion but stay in control. This is a hard thing to do. It takes a lot of practice. It's frustrating. Today was a definite test in my ability to do that on both guitar and bass. I was talking about it to Nihilist in the chat. It was nice. Talking about guitar chord inversions and keyboard chord inversions. Taking it easy today. Taking it laid back. Don't worry, we're going to amp it up on the next track and get some energy coming from @Oaken. Nick Robb. Yeah. I want to say thank you to some people who've been forking my music. There's too many to list them all. But there's some people right now we're working on stuff. It's in process. Man, some people are just releasing some stuff on the thing I have in the contest. I want to talk about one thing. I did a mix down that was missing the bass guitar for the last part. I was up to 1,400 plays and tons of comments and likes, and I had to make it private because I couldn't stand that missing bass. Here's @Oaken with If You Told Me Tomorrow. Nick Robb. If you told me tomorrow. I really like this one. When I heard it, I was like, wow, it reminds me of being young. I remember that feeling. Damn. Yeah, Nick and I, we had some heavy competition last month in that contest, man. We were going at it. We almost made it February hate. Instead, we reached out to each other, and yeah, now we're on BandLab still. Nice. It's fun. Good times. Yeah, we both got daughters. These are a little older than mine. I don't know if you guys know this, daughters are tough. I can't speak about his, but mine. My kids are still young. Not getting too deep on this blog today, guys. It's a community blog. You can go check out people forking my music. It's been crazy. Just keep watching. It's still coming, like I said. All right, we got an exciting week coming up. I really wanted to feature this song, but I didn't want to feature the whole thing, so you guys go check it out. I especially love the lyrics and the ending. All right, and that was IdiOtBlog number 11, and I hope you all enjoyed. A big shout out to Nick Robb and Procchio. Thank you, you guys. No, your radio is not broken. You are listening to IdiOtBlog number 12. This is Idiot Burns. Behind me, you can hear @RECOR. From Australia, Nowdy, or Nowdi. The song, Green. Today's Tuesday. Normally we talk about diversity and differences. The only difference I'm going to talk about today is at wall. Sorry you had to block me. Hopefully I can continue to listen to your music via IdiOtBlog. And if you want to catch my music, that's up to you. Practical recording techniques. Balanced cables versus unbalanced. It's not a huge difference. Unbalanced, 2 conductors, one has the signal, one is the ground. Balanced, 3 conductors, 2 carry the signal, one has the ground. Anything that's not common in the 2 signals is rejected. It's like noise is rejected. You know, you move the cable around during the recording and you get noise. It's going to be eliminated in that same quality of cable if it's a balanced cable. But a higher quality cable will eliminate that issue. It still is a lot quieter overall. Dirty AC. What is that? Well, this is important to the quality of your recordings. Dirty AC is when you turn on a light. Okay, let's go back. Dirty AC is this. When you're using something musical and the music's in between, and maybe you turn on the vacuum and you hear the noise in the speaker go, and it's like sounding like the vacuum. That is dirty AC. That's noise in your AC. It can come from a light bulb being turned on. It can come from your computer monitor. It can come from the angle your guitar is facing. It can come from all kinds of things. Dirty AC is interference sounds that get into your recording and make them sound sloppy. Now you're listening to HKA Band. Cadmus Kerman at HKA versus GMI. Go look them up. They got 5 members. Kai, Magoo, Mingo, and Steve D. There's other things to talk about today in the recording world. Making lists, making checklists, writing things down. It's important if you can. Headphones. Having headphones is very important in the recording world. Is it necessary? No, but it's very important and very crucial to keeping bleed out from getting in your recordings. Bleed out is sound from the monitors or you listening to the song to play to it, getting into your track that you're adding. Redundancy and phase issues come about then. Amplifier. An amplifier is something that takes the level of noise, takes a little bit of power, and uses that power to boost the volume. It could be your guitar amp, bass amp, your home stereo, even your devices are usually, most all devices have some sort of amplification in them. A phantom-powered microphone even has some amount of amplification. The difference between a speaker and a powered monitor is it has the amplifier inside of it, already in part of it. So you just plug it in and it's ready to go. Home stereo has the amplifier and speakers separately. And a lot of guitar cabs the amps are set up either way. Room acoustics. Now, this is also important. A flat, hard surface will have a lot of reverb, and a soft surface will have less. You can do things like hang rugs and blankets to create less reverb in recordings. All right, you guys, we'll talk more about recording and those types of issues later. That's it for today. See you guys. Good morning, afternoon, or evening. This is Idiot Burns, IdiOtBlog number 13. You are listening to Thomas Campbell. This is Pee-wee's Playhouse. You can find him at Tommy_the_poet with a 0 in poet.
On the rug in front of the TV, on my knees eating cracker from a frisbee. Plus I had my Ninja Turtles kicking it with me. Shredder in the toy box plotting against me. Didn't care about the
Thomas was the first person to leave me a tip. Thank you very much, Thomas, for that.
When Cowboy Curtis turned to Pee-wee Herman and say, I just dropped by to hear the word of the day. Conky, stuttering and honking, squeeze a piece of paper out that only says stop. Later
Stop.
on, I was out with my mom, she said it, and I got whopped when she dropped the coffee.
Oh, man. Word of the day. Comes out of the computer, man. Whatever it is, you go, ah! Whenever someone says it. He did that to his mom. I can imagine. Dude, I'm not even going to let you guys finish this. I'm going to make you guys go there to hear it. Next track, this is called Stellar Nursery. It's by Liam Burns. You can find him at Darth_Necron. His music is amazing. It fits into every term I'm about to go over. First, let's talk a little bit about tips. Ever play a poker game? Ever play a soft bet game where everybody comes with $5 and somebody leaves with 30 or 25? That could be band lab for a lot of us. Anybody who raps on one half and then leaves the other half for other people to rap on? Anybody who makes original beats? Yeah. Imagine if you just left $1 on the 3 or 4 or 5 best songs per month that you liked, and that guy who did that work got 10 or 15 bucks a month. Beer money, or maybe some guy who did really hard work got 100 a month. Didn't have to work on these contests and stress out. You could just relax, get $100 and be like, bam. So let's try and think about that, you guys. I'm not gonna ask. I'm just saying, let's think about it. And now let's get to some cool terms. I'm just gonna go over glossary terms, recording terms that talk about what something sounds like. I'm gonna go in a general alphabetical order. Let's start with airy. That's a sick one. That means spacious. The instruments sound full, but at the same time, they sound widespread and panned in the stereo effect. Airy. Reflective, full of air, pleasant amount of reverb. And an extended response into the high frequencies above 15K sometimes. Ballsy. Emphasis on low frequencies about the 200 hertz. Ballsy. Bloom, adequate low frequencies, spacious and good production of dynamics and reverberation. Early reflections, a sense of air around each instrument. Boxy, having resonance as if the music were enclosed in a box, deep in a cabinet, or like you're talking, with a muffle of some sort. Or just an accent like it sounds like it's in a closet. Brittle, high frequency peaks with weak fundamentals, too much highs or harsh highs, opposed to the round sound or mellow, as it may be thin. Chesty, vocals that sound like his chest is too big. Way too big, he goes up like this, he gets too big with his chest. So you gotta bring him down to your normal size. I mean, there's a time to do it. Willie Nelson always does it, but there's a time to do it. You gotta have control. Clean, free of noise and distortion. Clear, transparent, or free of noise also. Colored, having tones outside of what is naturally heard or occurred. Added in, not true to life. Poor reproduction would be constricted, pinched. Crisp means extended high frequency response. Crispy potato chips out of bacon in a frying pan, usually referring to cymbals. Fat, that would be full and warm. A diffused spatial effect. The smear out in time sometimes, just a little bit of fuzz in the time. Grainy, that's music that sounds like it's segmented into grains or kind of has powdery sounds. Grungy, that's a lot of harmonic and distortion. Edgy, that's like too much treble. Dull, that's too dark. Dark, that would be opposite of bright with weak high frequencies. And bright, that would be a high emphasis with harmonics that are strong. Sharp, that would be not too, but close to too high. Neutral or nasal, those are similar sometimes. But nasal is usually when you have vocals that are too much in the 1,000 hertz. Raspy, that would be, rich, that would be having a lot of, euphoric distortion or tones, Sweet. Okay, well, we're running out of time. There's a lot of terms, so we can get to them later. Thank you very much for listening, you guys. That's IdiOtBlog 13. Idiot Burns. IdiOtBlog 14. You are listening to At Zero in the Sky, Clovis Ramsey.
Everywhere I begin to see there's no one. Listen for the echoes. There's no one. 'Cause in my mind I'm living your design.
The song is called There's No One. Today on IdiOtBlog, we're taking it easy. What we're going to do is just a simple summary and a world of terms about effects. So, what have we talked about in the last week? Device linking. It's important. Being in rhythm. More important than being in key. People we've lost. Troubles with inbox. Relaxing into the take. DAWs. Missing Matt Fatty Smith. Cool apps I like to use. Glossary terms. Some tips. What's coming up? Well, I hope some aerial videos where I will be showing you some work and maybe some side shots of the screens and how I do work. Quick assistive videos on maybe making some drum patterns. Start there. Okay, guys. There's no one. Up next, David Noel. You can find him at David Noel 19, and his band will be David Noel and the Falcons. And by the way, the name of David Noel's song is The Last Ride. Okay, let's talk a little bit about equalizer terms. Things you might hear are the spectrum, bass, mid, treble, bandwidth, band or bandwidth, frequencies, cut, boost, parametric, sweeping, sweepable. These are all terms for EQ. Shelving. Yeah, there's a few of them. Filter, low pass, high pass, band pass. Yeah, there's a lot of them, right? What do they mean? Nah. Well, let's get into the simple stuff here. Bass is your lower end. Things like down here. Mid-range is gonna be in this area. And the highs are up here. That's generalizing, but you're hearing what I'm saying. Shelving, that would be trying to take a whole area like the highs or the mids and take all of them and boost them up in volume or down in volume, maybe even cut them down. Boost and cut, what does that mean? Boost, that is adding or gaining volume, and cut, that is taking volume away. Okay, so that's just a couple of the terms we can go over. Shelving is a lot like that. Band pass and bandwidth, that is, band is just saying like a certain frequency, and frequency, that's talking about a specific area, an exact area in the spectrum from low to high. And it also pertains to certain notes, especially when the instrument is resonating at that frequency or creating a tone. All right. Talk a little bit about EQ. It can be used to improve the tone. It can be used to create effects by rolling off tones or giving sharp tone accents like a telephone sound. It can be used to reduce noise and leakage to other areas in the spectrum. It can be compensating. It can be create more pleasing sounds. And it can be to improve the quality of the mic. Later we'll talk about compression. That wraps up IdiOtBlog number 14. Hope my drinking of a monster didn't bug you. Thanks, y'all. Idiot Burns is here. IdiOtBlog 15. Gonna be off the cuff this time. Nothing special, but I'll rhyme.
Don't be scared. Stop acting weird.
At Eric Ray.
Soon we shall meet
Shaking up Orange Street.
on a horrid street. This music is sweet. Now move your feet. Heard the news now. Now don't run away.
Nothing special today. All I'm gonna do is preface
Walking down Orange Street.
and maybe smoke.
Shaking up Orange Street.
Yeah, he did all the instruments.
I'm coming in peace. My
Good work,
fist to
Eric.
the east. Don't get upset. Live to regret.
It reminds me of Crash Test Dummies.
Don't you forget. Like a fish
I
in
hope
the
that's a
sea.
good compliment,
Caught in my net.
because I love them.
Walking down Orange Street. Shaking up Orange Street. Rocking down Orange Street.
That's right, you probably hear my baby in the background crying. She's fine, she's playing with toys, she's being fussy. No big deal. But I want to tell you what's coming up. Tonight, I'm going to be releasing a video. The video is going to go into some of the details on how to make a beat. Maybe all of them, I don't know exactly. I haven't made it yet. But the idea is it's going to show how to do a lot of the different things you might want to do with a beat. Everything from sample beats to making a beat from scratch, if I can get it done, which I usually do. So, that's the plan. Also, going to listen to something else here today on IdiOtBlog 15. This is a song I had never heard until I heard this version. So this guy does a lot of covers and other work, and
I said, Grandpa, what's this picture?
This is a good piece.
It's all black and white, and it ain't real clear. Is that you there? He said, yeah, I was 11.
We'll let this play.
Times were
Enjoy, guys.
tough back in 35. That's me and Uncle Joe just trying to survive a cotton farm.
That's it for today, guys.
In the Great Depression. And if it looks like we were scared to death, like a couple of kids just trying to save each other, you should have seen it in color.
This is at Red Rocker 44. Mark Redgrave.
This one here was taken overseas in the middle of hell in 1943. In the winter time, you can almost see my breath.
The song was in color.
That was my tail gunner, old Johnny McGee. He was a high school teacher from New Orleans, and he had my back right up through the day we left. And it looks like we were scared to death, like a couple of kids just trying to save each other. Should have seen it in color. Pictures worth 1,000 words, but you can't see what those shades of gray keep covered. Should have seen it in color.
Yeah, just so you know, first time I heard that, I was bawling my eyes out, man. Yeah. Whew.
This one is my favorite one. This is me and Grandma in the summer sun, all dressed up the day we said our vows. Woo! Can't tell it here, but it was hot that June, and the rose was red and her eyes were blue. Just look at that smile.
Man,
I was so proud.
what a cool story. Greatly done, Mark. Thank you.
That's the story of my life. Right there in black and white.